this is Jennifer Hicks with Purpose Planning. Today we are going to introduce you to Stevie and Dusty, the owners of Spencer Financial. And we wanted just to give you a little introduction, and I wanted a little question and answer here to find out more about you two. Put you on the hot spot. Today we're going to ask you a few questions. The first one is, how'd you two meet?
At William Joel, and we had known each other. He was a soccer player and I was a dancer, and he was in a fraternity and I was in a sorority, and so we had kind of for years been around the same groups of people. My best friend actually went to high school with him, and we dated one time and then stopped dating. And then we were in a business class together and I sat behind him, and
That was it.
that was
That's
it.
it.
The rest is history.
Do you have a different story, Dusty?
Same story. I don't want to get in trouble here.
The next question I have, and this actually came up from your bios, is you guys are married. Spencer Financial was started by your dad, but you were the first one to join the firm. Tell us kind of the reasoning behind that.
So basically in 2014, he came back to me for the third time with a different approach, a different job that he was looking for. And in essence, he had done a great job in building the business and had built a clientele group that was at the point where he couldn't continue to serve more individuals the way that he wanted to serve them without having more help. So it was a role of coming on board and servicing current clients. And in addition to that, one of the areas that he was really needing help with was the analytical side, the back end side, which was my skill set. That's what I did at the Fed. Even in management there, I was more on the analytical side. So that's why I started first, it was more the role that he was needing at the time was my stronger skill set compared to Stevie's.
Got it. And so how much time had passed before you joined?
Right at a year. So I saw the difference that it made in him and how much joy he brought home from his day for what he was doing every day, and it made it very much an easy decision at that point.
You both mentioned this a little bit, so I'm going to ask another question. So how has starting at the Federal Reserve helped you in this position? Or what perspective, because everybody's always talking about the Federal Reserve. And so how does that help or hindered?
Yeah, so it helped a ton early on. It's continued to help, and it helped a ton early on because in client meetings that Steve and I would do jointly, he would point to me to answer some of those questions and talk about that. And even today, that's of course right now is a big piece of everybody's question that we always have to answer the same thing. We don't know the future. We don't have the crystal ball. But a major part of right now is what is the Fed going to do coming out of pandemic time and the quantitative easing that they have in place? What are they going to do going forward? And it's helpful to know and understand truly what the Fed is trying to do and be able to convey that in client meetings that I don't have the crystal ball on what they're going to do, but I do know their role in their job is to look at the data on a monthly basis when they get together, and they're going to make their decision on that real-time information that they're not predicting what they're going to do in the future and just decide to do it because they said 6 months ago they think that's what they're going to do. They're going to take the data that they got at that point in time.
Got it.
It's also helpful to know their structure whenever it comes to not being a government entity and understanding that aspect of it. That yes, they have influence from, especially at their board of governors level, but they also have 12 regional banks that aren't government at all. And so it's helpful to understand and convey those aspects of, again, they don't have an agenda in place and want to go meet that agenda. They're truly looking at the data. Kansas City Fed's looking at theirs, Dallas Fed's looking at theirs, St. Louis, so on and so forth, to make the decisions based on what they feel their data in their region of the United States is saying.
Oh, I see a future video just on the Federal Reserve coming. So